your ears do not deceive you. It is the one, the only, professional wrestling's most true and genuine gemstone, the one that shines so bright and outshines all of the rest. It is I, the legend, Rusty Hardwood. Yeah, that's correct. Rusty Hardwood, professional wrestling's legend and icon, international sensation, really, if we're going to get down to brass tacks. I have decided to join the podcasting world. I have decided to start up my own YouTube channel and start telling some of them tall tales. And you see, they're not that tall. They're not Andre tall, but I certainly got a few stories about him because I have been everywhere. I have wrestled everyone. I have done everything that there is to do in the professional wrestling business, and I'm here to spill my guts. I am here to give you those delectable little morsels that we consider road stories and the behind the scenes, the BTS, if you will. I'm coming at you from the Hardcastle Wood residence. I haven't completely named it yet. I had a sign out front and some kids stole it. You see, I got my nephew Frankie. He came over. He said, everybody needs to know some of these things that you keep saying to me, some of these stories that you keep recounting to me, because they're so hilarious. My sides, they split and they ache with laughter. And I said, all right, Frankie, calm down. You put me over a little bit too much, brother, because I'm starting to think you're going to ask me for $40. And he did, but I acquiesced because he planted the seed, brothers. He planted the seed for the idea, and I'm going to make haste with my stories. I'm not going to keep you hanging on the hook any longer. I'm going to jump right into it because I know that's what you've been waiting for so very long. You see, professional wrestling podcasters are so saturated. So everybody's got one now. Everybody, wrestlers that you didn't even like, you're listening to their podcasts. And you know, if that's the case, Rusty Hardwood, well, that's a slam dunk. That's a home run. That's whatever the fuck you call it when you score in soccer. It's obviously something that everybody wants, is what I'm trying to say. The very first episode of the Rusty Hardwood, I think I'm going to call it the Hardcast. I think that's the working title of it right now. We might change it. Who knows? I need some feedback, so please just let me know what you're thinking. But the very first episode, the very first story goes all the way back to my time in World Championship Wrestling. Now, I know you remember it, but let me paint a little picture. Let me give you a little bit of imagery that only the linguist that Rusty Hardwood can do. Let me just have you close your eyes. Close your eyes. Go ahead right now. They closed? I can't see you. So it's the 90s, you know. Everybody remembers the 90s. It was just completely insane, and everybody's glorifying it right now. But there was also all sorts of turmoil and tumult in the professional wrestling business. And I was in World Championship Wrestling at the time. I was hanging out back, playing a little bit of cribbage with the boys, just, maybe chomping on a cigar or two. I don't smoke them anymore. But we were just having a grand old time. That's what you do. When you're not wrestling, it's those long days. You just try to make fun anywhere that you can. And as I was sitting in my chair in the locker room, my designated throne that everybody knows not to sit in, not to get any sort of kerfuffle around it. Don't put your shit near it, because I like to have wide space. Like a nice wide space. I like to stretch out. I got to get my hammies nice and warmed up before match time, brothers. I'm just sitting there, and then my wonderful friend, and that's quite a clever thing to say. My wonderful friend, my beautiful friend, the one and only Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. We love you so much, brother. Strongest handshake that there ever was. He could crush a can of peaches without fucking batting an eye. He walks up to me, my good friend Paul Orndorff. He says, Rusty. I say, Paul. And he says, can I please borrow your flippy floppies? Because I saw that you tend to carry an extra pair, and I do not want to get athlete's foot stepping in to this dirty, disgusting shower. And I said, Paul, of course you can. You are my good brother. You are the goodest of brothers, and I would gladly give you anything that I have. And here, take my extra pair of flippy floppies. And he walked on. He's going to go to the shower, get his thing going on. But then all of a sudden, I started to hear a commotion. I started to hear a bit of a malfunction at the junction, to quote the great Ed Whalen of Stampede Wrestling. I started to hear something rumbling around the corner, so I go around the corner, and all of a sudden, can you believe it? This motherfucker is fighting Vader. They're just going at it. And of course, my first thought is, oh no, why would you do that, Vader? What have you done to provoke Paul? Because Paul is cool as a cucumber. That man, he's got great intensity in the ring. He's got great fire. But behind the scenes, pretty cool guy. We used to go duck hunting. from time to time. I never fucking shot a thing, but that dude was just super cool to hang out with, and I really enjoyed him. And I couldn't believe that I saw him with such rage. And he was really giving it to poor Leon. I love both these men very much. Rest in peace. All the respect, all of the love in the world to those two legends of the business, of the professional wrestling business, much like myself, Rusty Hardwood, a legend. And I knew I had to do something. I knew that this was a no-win situation, so I walked up, kind of snuck, skulked. I guess you could say I skulked up, and Paul was just so in the middle of it that I just gently slipped my flippy floppies right off of his feet, and I went and put them back in my bag because that's an extra pair of flippy floppers, brother. And you do not want to get the athlete's foot taking a shower in these dingy, dirty arenas. Okay, taking a shower, you got to do it. After the match, you don't want to be all sweaty and don't want to be all gross. So I just had to get out of Dodge. That was just the smartest thing I could do. An iconic professional wrestling story that only the die-hard fans are aware of, but do they know that incredible, intricate little detail? That I, in fact, was the purveyor of flippy floppies for Paul Orndorff. I hope you enjoyed this story from the one, the only professional wrestling's legend, Rusty Hardwood. That's it, that's all. That is the very first episode of the Hardcast, and I'm gonna go get a sandwich. Y'all take care.